need to look at you, right? And I feel somewhere I don't have respect. I need to look at you again until I get it. That's respect. Those are the who's, and that's why we're here. There's a lot of people coming to town to be able to support this. We honor you guys. We honor you sisters. We honor you brothers. I see a lot of my elders, Benny Lee out in the crowd. Much love, brother. I see a lot of people that again that just put, they created the old ways, and they're also working on changing to make sure we can create new ways.
But it's also representing the resilience of hope that exists even behind the bars. But it represents that our brothers and sisters are redeemable. They deserve second chances, and they deserve to be out here with us helping to fight this fight. I want to ask that you do this for me. If you have your cell phones, because we do have asks. One, we ask for your prayers. We ask for your help, your vote, and your commitment to helping us change these laws. So we want you to text the word free. I know y'all got your cell phones out. Text the word free.
At this point, you all is we have to start addressing these federal laws, especially these conspiracy laws. These conspiracy laws and these no-dope laws are some of the main reasons that mostly our black and brown brothers are still incarcerated and doing extended sentences of 20 years to life. I know a lot of us that are convicted felons are not able to vote, but we're able to find our place to support those that do vote, to let you know the effects of these federal laws. I never knew the effect of some of these federal laws until I became incarcerated myself. I was one of the ones that was affected under the First Step Act. And I know a lot of people don't think highly of Trump. But sometimes, y'all, the person that comes to save us may not look the way that we anticipate that person to look. But regardless, he was one of the ones that did come in and help a lot of us to get a second chance. And that's one of the reasons that we've had such a large number of people that wasn't gonna see the light of day that are actually out, and I'm actually one of them. So what I ask you all to do is, my call of action to you all is to start showing up at these court dates. If they don't understand, walk them through step by step. Start going back to the way we used to, going to the church, going to the mosque, going to the house, going to auntie house, and still hold small meetings when someone gets arrested or someone goes to pretrial, and show up, you all. I ask you all to still support our brother Terry Smith. Make sure you're supporting our brother Quentin Sanders, who is a victim of, he was a juvenile when he went in with a life sentence. We also want to make sure that you're supporting wrongfully convicted Dean Martin as well. Don't just show up and see we shall overcome, but make sure you're calling legislatures. Make sure you're writing the judges. Make sure you're showing up in the courtrooms. And I'm going to pass it on.
Okay, my name is Shauna Hatcher, and I live in Nashville, but I'm not a native. I was born in Memphis, graduated from college. Some have taken every class they could possibly take. Some of these men are even business owners, book authors, have their own nonprofits and for-profit businesses.
Right on. We got this revolutionary ritual we do. Say hands up, eyes open, fist clench, y'all. With a fist that. Right on. Look here. We know it's cold out here, y'all. We're going to turn the heat on. I'm Chairman Fred Hampton Jr. I'm honored. I'm humbled to be here with y'all. I'm the son of Chairman Fred Hampton, also of a crew and chair. Chairman Fred Hampton was deputy chairman of the Illinois chapter of the Black Panther Party, who was assassinated. He didn't die, he passed away, he was assassinated. December 4th, 1969, along with the fiscal and moral clock. We stressed those terms and said we gotta use brutal terms for brutal realities, y'all. We gotta be upfront with what's happening with here. Ain't no war on drugs, no war on guns, no war on gangs, war on our people. And as Minister Dewey Pinu said, we don't organize back, we don't fight back, it can be defined as nothing less than reaction. Again, I'm honored, I'm humbled to be here. All those names, our sister before us, all the speakers, all those names they mentioned. The Mr. Forrest, the Mr. Hoover, the Imam Jamil Al-Amin, your sister, the brother down the street. We say, what's our call? Free them all. What's our call? Free them all. Those brothers and sisters held at the infamous Cook County Jail in Chicago. What's the call? Free them all. We talking about the Imam Jamil Al-Amin. What's the call? Free them all. We talking about the Attica. What's the call? Free them all. Them babies in those juvenile detention centers. What's the call? Free them all. We talking about the Angola down in Louisiana. What's the call? Free them all. Keep our heads up, our eyes open, our fist clenched on again. Let's hit these streets, man. What's the call? Free them all. Right on.
Okay, I'm gonna smack them on.
Let me love you.
Not let me love you.
Let me love you.
It looks real terrifying. Real terrifying. I got you.
You should have stayed where we stayed. We had that continental breakfast. From us as well, right? When we talking about being migrated into a burning house, right? We got to talk about all that. But we're here specifically about criminal justice reform. I'm here because I was formerly incarcerated. I represent individuals who are still in there who don't have a voice, right? That's part of the discussion too. I'm here because Tennessee is at a boiling point right now. This is the root of evil. This is the root. This is where the Klan was born, right? So I feel like we need to address these issues in Tennessee and start from there, spread out.
Any significance of doing that, spreading that message on MLK Day?
Yeah, because that's what Martin Luther King stood for, right? It was all about erasing hatred. It's still here. Like we're how many years later? Right, this is the same place where he was assassinated, right? We still have marches in Nashville. You have hatred to solve our problems, right? And stop asking for, begging. What'd you say, Mel? Begging for things. We're demanding things now, and we're demanding. Numbers are different, right? The numbers are different. I came from North Carolina today. These brothers came from L.A., Compton. We got people out here from everywhere because we're concerned.
We've got to continue to do this, not just the marches, but coming together in unity. We're going to march on state capitol in Nashville when we push forth this legislation. So that's what we'll be doing.
I love that. Was there anything you guys wanted to share that I did not ask you the main takeaway from the day? People, the people who are not going to do it, they're going to watch this on there.
Go ahead.
Before we do that message, I want to say this. When we leave here, we're going to march to the Civil Rights Museum and we'll join in with the festivities there.
So even though we face the difficulties of today and tomorrow, I still have a dream. It is a dream deeply rooted in the American dream. I have a dream. One day, this nation will rise up, live out the meaning of the dream. We hold these truths to be self-evident.
Everybody.
I have a dream that one day on the red hills of Georgia, sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners will they be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood. I have a dream that one day, even the state of Mississippi, a state sweltering with the heat of injustice, be transformed into an oasis of freedom and justice. I have a dream. My poor little children one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today.
Brooke B brought it from the space.
There go Morales right there, man.
Give me that LP.
And I think they got Fred. Tell the chairman to come this way.
Okay, down there.
Call him. Call Trey.
I was saying when you ain't gonna get too old. I was feeling, but I ain't gonna say nothing off there. Man, yeah, right.
You like fucking up.
It's cool. They got the malls right there.
And niggas don't come see this authentic. It's a nice big old club. I didn't hear you. We got one. We going there. Look at all.
Your child and my daughter that are out here up under enormous peer pressure because of things done in the past. And that's why I'm here, to try to help give back. And all of us here to try to give back to help us all. There's no I. You have to
The power, like we was talking about, is
I'm here when it comes to what's next. So sit down and man, this is what it is, man. We out here celebrating Martin Luther King, and I'm coming at you from a real perspective and a different point of view right now. We on hollow ground out here in Memphis, Tennessee, this January 20th, 2025, where you can be watching Trump or you can be watching Martin Luther King in our celebration, and we stand on this side of the tracks. And here we are at a museum over here at 1036 Firestone in Memphis, Tennessee, an underground jewel, a black history museum dating back to slavery, elegancy, poverty, and everything else. And thank God I didn't break that, or else I might have been back in slavery. That's behind them walls, watching the walls. But look at this beautiful, peaceful, purple rain before Prince. Boy, we up in here. Ain't that pretty?
This is beautiful. They even got the purple fire down there. They showing off. This is crazy.
I stumbled up on this jewel.
And we hitting corners with Melvin Farmer.
Hitting corners with Melvin Farmer in Memphis, Tennessee, man. And let's keep this struggle and dream alive today. A great man had lost his life that we're honoring, Martin Luther King, and the other ones, Rosa Parks, Harriet Tubman, and we really shouldn't try to dispel the contributions that they made toward us as blacks and the sacrifices they made. You got a man that lost his life. While we up here glorifying these stories, we don't glorify a man that lost his life to make it better for others, not to make it fodder or for sound bites and likes and to glorify. But this is just a beautiful, beautiful display of black history here.
One thing that we can do to strengthen our community as a family, we know that, well, when I introduced myself, I did not introduce my father into this piece with me here and the reason why I'm here. I have been a political prisoner daughter for at least 35 years. And I will answer that question based upon what I've seen and with that as a community and having someone off the field and in a federal penitentiary for 3.5 decades. So with my experience and as what is going on in our household, or even what is going on in our block, or what's going on in our nation, one thing that we cannot do at this stage of the game, we can't withhold any information, family, from each other that will probably harm our community. One thing that I do know, My dad is locked up on a federal case of conspiring against the United States. But he was locked up. He was in jail, he was incarcerated. And he's been denied parole as well. He's been denied compassionate release. But the only way that we can reach for my father is if we come together as a family and as a community. My dad built the nation of the L. Wilkins, and you know, I do understand that leadership is off the field and brothers have to step up and sisters have to step up to do what they feel that is best in their community to make it a safe space. What I'm seeing in our community is that our brothers and sisters are getting RICO acts and they're not even involved. They're not even in town. They don't even know the people. So I will urge, if there's a sister in here, which I know that I have some gangster sisters in here, and I know that I have some beautiful sister warriors in here that won't co-sign anything that is not of community and that is not a family. And that is something that we have to do. We have to continue. And one thing that I really love about this trip, and when I say love, I mean really, really love, I love the way you all stand with your brothers here in Tennessee. You know, what I don't like is the BS of the politics that has always been. So what it's gonna take, it's gonna take a fight for us to keep peace in the community, change the mindsets, not just only of the people that are involved, but ourselves too, because we are traumatized. We are traumatized every time that phone rings and it says private. You have that's triggering. You know, I want my dad home. I want all of our guys home.
We figure out like how we coalesce with each other, you know what I'm saying, in the city.
I just feel so blessed to see all these beautiful faces today, and I meant to come last night, but it was so cold, so I didn't come, and that's when they had open mic for seniors. I am a senior. I'm also a vegan vegetarian chef, Southern style. Get that? You need to get that Southern style, so that if you ever decide to come to my location, which is in Soulsville, USA, you can enjoy some of the meals that you may have to give up as a meat eater. Because what I do, or what I've been doing for the past 50 years, I know I just dated myself, but what I've been doing for the past 50 years is creating dishes that are vegan, vegetarian, that we have had to give up. That's kind of hard for us, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of challenging because food is part of our culture. It's something that we totally enjoy doing, is getting together, eating, and we like to watch movies too. Anyway, I'm so grateful for this opportunity to come before you and share my spiritual gifts. I've not always been able to do this. I was very shy, and I grew up with low self-esteem. I grew up in Memphis, Tennessee, and then I moved to California for a number of years, about 35 years. After that, I came back here, and then we
idolize people, right? We idolize people and we follow people and not messages. We need to start to pay attention to what they're saying, not who's saying it, but what they're saying. If someone gives you a good message, focus on the message, not the messenger. Today, what are we remembering? We're not remembering what they said. If you look at the base of all of this is Marcus Garvey. Marcus Garvey was one of the first people to come over here and teach black people to lift their heads up. Right? This was a time when we couldn't even walk down the sidewalk with a white family. If white people came towards you, you had to get off the sidewalk. Right? This actually happened. So this was a time when you couldn't look them in the eye. That was reckless eyeballing. Boy, put your head down. You know, so it took a lot for us to get to the point where we would hold our heads up. And that came with an era. That came with Marcus Garvey and his movement. That came with the Black Panthers. We can't forget the individuals who brought us to this point, right? So when I look at problems, I look below the surface. Don't look at the superficial problem. look below the surface.
You know, my thing is to wake up people and get them to understand what power is. Power is not money. Power is information. And we got to take that, harness that, and move with it. I need everybody to wake up. And everybody who know me, I travel around the world and I talk to people. I'm in the prisons. I'm in the centers. I'm in the schools. This is my way of giving. I served 20 years. I went in 21, came out at 41. I've been home 16 years now. Melvin and I got acknowledged by the President of the United States when Obama was in office. I just got acknowledged by Biden, Lifetime Achievement Award, and accomplished 2 doctorate degrees. So it's never too late for you to change. It's never too late for you to go forward. No matter what a person tells you can't do, you can do anything you set your mind to. This our world. You know, they only do what we allow them to do. And I thank y'all for coming out. But I really need y'all to understand, you are the new leaders.
Team in Loud Records, Def Jam, Atlantic, Elektra. So I was there from the beginning, the Kanye West, the Nipsey Hussles, you know. I always been a revolutionary because of where I was born and where I come from. I'm Belizean and Honduran. If y'all know where Belize is at, that's where Sean is from. You know, everybody knows Sean's story from Bad Boy. My cousin O.T. Genesis is also Belizean. The Honduran side, Dr. Sabi, if y'all familiar with Dr. Sabi, and his revolutionary mind with health and wealth and consciousness. So I come from that. I also was a Black Panther collective and still is. The person that put me on was Shaka Shakur, Tupac cousin. So revolution is in my blood, coming from a culture overseas and just being raised in Brooklyn and the struggles we go through. So if you guys have any questions on, you know, anything that I just broke down to y'all can feel free to ask me any questions. Thank you.
About 47 convicted felons showed 12 of them were women. And I advise them that we are the most passive population in this country. You know, even the handicapped people were once discriminated against. So they fought for their human rights. Now you can't go to no public facility without saying a handicapped parking space, handicapped doors. Women fought for their rights. Try to discriminate against a woman or don't promote her because she's a woman. She can sue you. They are a protected class. Even the gay community, they didn't fight for gay rights, they fought for human rights. Now they are a protected class. You can't discriminate against them. So that was my whole premise to them, was that we got to move to become a protected class. So each one of us first had to become registered voters. And after we became registered voters, we had the Board of Elections to come in and swear all of us in as deputy registrars. So I told them brothers, they need to go to their area where they come from and register every formerly incarcerated and convicted person and their families to vote, because we got to build a strong voting bloc. You know, America make up 5% of the whole world population, but America has 25% of the world locked up. Where I'm from in Illinois, over 70% of the people in Illinois prison that woke up this morning been there before. A lot of new people ain't going to prison. It's the same people going in and out. And it's sad that 60% of those people that's in Illinois prison come from 6 neighborhoods in Chicago. And now they got this thing they call community corrections, where you have more people on house arrest in Chicago than you have in the whole Illinois prison system. I was one of those guys that Congressman David paraded around this country to get other congressmen to buy into that bill called the Second Chance Act, where I had to testify on why it's necessary that like now I've been out of prison 40 years, but being out the joint 40 years, a homeowner, a grandfather, I'm even a professor at 2 different universities. But after being on 40 years, I can't become a licensed real estate broker. I can't sell insurance. I can't become a school teacher. You know, when do our roles end and our rights begin? See, I testified in Congress and confronted them. Y'all saying we paid our debt, but the debt is a myth. Where is it? I challenge Congress, y'all need to put the debt in writing. Because until then, we don't have no leverage to sue people that discriminate against us. I'm talking about collateral consequences, invisible punishments. So we don't know we can't do certain things until we come out of prison. Then that's when women find out, because they got a conviction, they can't get Section 8 or subsidized housing or be a chaperone at their own children's school because of their conviction. We're in a real fight, y'all. But one thing, I'm going to say this in land of blame. One thing we do is I go into county jail and I'm talking to the young brothers, like the sister was saying that. It's time for us so-called OGs to stop talking about how it was for us, because it ain't how it is today. See, in my day, they didn't have TV on after 10 o'clock. They didn't have a 5 channel. Wasn't no internet. Wasn't no Facebook. If I had a beef with Pooh Bear, he couldn't paste it on Facebook, and then his crew joined it, and then my crew joined it. Now we got a war going on social media, and when we see each other, we can't back down because what we're going to say, that didn't exist then. But now today, you got a lot of social media gangsters. So the last thing I want to say is that I urge you when you leave here, if you're not a registered voter, become one. And once you become a registered voter, become a sworn-in deputy register. Be like an infectious disease and register everybody you know. But at the same time, put this on their mind, that we are in a war, right? You ain't got to go to your state capital where your legislators at. They got offices right in the hood. Flood them. Challenge them, right? Do a mass email drive on a certain day at a certain time. Jam all the legislators in Tennessee emails up on one day. They talk to each other. And then fax them all in one day. And they'll know this is a statewide movement, not an individual movement. And with that, Hasante Salah.
My name is Marsha King. I am the CEO and founder of 13 Liberation Village. I was a little nervous at the march today, but now I feel a little bit better because I'm a little bit warmer. But I just want to, I'm at home. Memphis is home. But I was formerly incarcerated in the feds, and while I was listening to all the other sisters and brothers, which I found myself to be blessed because I'm looking at this panel and I'm looking like, who am I to be among, such an elite group of individuals when I just see myself as a fighter for something that was just so traumatic that I had gone through. And the only thing that I wanted to do when I was released from prison was to use that trauma to help somebody else to never feel the way that I felt when I was arrested at 9 months pregnant and told I had a 22-count indictment. So I just remember the trauma of thinking that the criminal justice system worked because I was going to University of Memphis to be a civil rights attorney. So just going through that trauma and having a judge to
advise you of something. So many times they try to erase our history. And this very building that you're sitting in today was the building that the sanitation workers started their initial meetings in this building. They tried to let us think that the building started downtown or the meeting started downtown. This is Firestone Union Hall. They did their first meeting here where the mayor was here, and it was 700 people here. And they left Firestone Rubber Company, Union Hall, which is this building, and they marched all the way downtown, and that was the initial start of the sanitation strike. Now, no one would tell you that because they always try to tell his story, not our story. So what I did, I put this museum, the Cucamonga African American History Museum, right in the middle of the hood. I was intentional when I did it, okay? But again, only thing I want to say, because we talk too much and play too long, it's time out for talking. It's time for a plan of action. And I had told the brothers, Harry Tubman can scare people sometimes. I said, we need to give the city of Memphis a manifesto. They need to know our plan of action. And in this museum, we have Marcus Garvey signed certificate. I preserve the history because they have taken black history out of our schools. I charged them with genocide. I sued the city, the county, and the state for $20 billion. And that's 4 or 5 years ago. But we was too scared in Memphis, Tennessee, because we call ourselves Soulville, but actually we acting like Slaveville. And so we need to pay attention. Even when people stand up. And I've been fighting like a modern day Harriet Tubman, but I can't get no action because we're too scared as a people. Sister Soldier said in the latter 80, she said, we're at war with or without your participation. So what are we going to do? We're in a state of emergency. We at war. We got this bigot, this KKK member as a president now. What are we going to do? I ran for governor in 2022. The first black woman to run for the governor of the state of Tennessee. All over the state of Tennessee, they voted for me. But the city of Memphis voted me third. We played too much and we stayed too long. And so I was the only one in the gubernatorial race talked about gross mass incarceration. Let my people go. And so I said that if I become governor, I'm going to open up the gates. Because there's too many of our brothers in prisons. Some of them innocent. And so we must pay attention. And so when we vote people that look like us, all skin folks are like kin folks sometimes. And so we have to hold them accountable too. I don't care nothing about your black face. I care about your black agenda. And so we have city council, county commissioners, mayors, governors. If they're not meeting our needs, then we need to recall them or vote them out. And so I'm not going to be long because I can get on fire. I can set this, I can turn this thing out up in here. But I'm supposed to be a little bit more diplomatic today, okay? But let me say this to you. Last night, I got 1 hour sleep. And I'm so blessed with so many brothers. I don't care if you expel, I don't care if you, I don't care anything about that. That never been a division for me. Because with my own money, I put $150,000 into this community to create jobs for ex-felons and gang members. And I did this for 2 or 3 years until the brothers stole my equipment. I had bush hoggers and grass, and they didn't have to do no work. But I was paying them good money. And then it's a basement under here. When that war comes, you all better be prepared. I got 150 guns. Hello, somebody. You all better pay attention. Okay? I don't have my Glock. I don't want to scare you all. I have an AK-57 too. Don't get it twisted. When it comes to that PhD, I will put that survival. It's survival now by any means necessary. And so I don't take scary people along with me because, you know, we do have informants. And I will say, if there's an informant in this room, you need to go to the bathroom and get on out that door because we ain't got time to play now. Okay? Until our community change and people say, well, Carnita, you're promoting violence. No, I'm not promoting violence. I'm promoting sustainability and survival. And sometimes even we don't want to hear the truth. I can only say to you, not in, if you scary, get away from me. I'm allergic to scary people. And for the elders, let me talk to you for a minute. If you haven't done anything all your life, it's time to sit down in 2025. We played too much, stayed too long. You're trying to tell young people what we used to do. They're getting killed every day. They ain't about that used to do. And half of the one be talking hadn't done a darn thing for our community. Research them. You check and verify these people. You have people lying about they was invader. They was a Black Panther. Lying like a dog because I'm a researcher. See, you can laugh when other folks die. You have people that never been on the streets and trying to tell street gangs, street organs, do the crime, do the time. That's ignorance. I don't know what. That's ignorant. Until they come to their brother or their sister, then they want you to run to me. What are we going to do? You said if you do the crime, you do the time. See, we know that the judicial system is not fair. They bias. They blatant racist. We have systemic racism in our criminal and judicial system. And if you don't understand, I don't know what planet you living on. But again, welcome. And I always have to ask my elder for speaker. You know, I'm sleepy. But most time when you come and speak in public, you're supposed to ask your elder to speak. With that said, this is your place. This museum is for us, by us. I haven't taken a penny from the city, the state, or the county because I'm unbought and unbossed. Hello. No, thank you, my brother. And you all have warmed my heart coming into this museum.
From every state and every city, we will be able to speed up that day when all of God's children, black men and white men, Jews and Gentiles, Protestants and Catholics, will be able to join hands and sing in the words of the old Negro spiritual, free at last.